What do you do when your legs stop working, the world is on fire, and you're expected to lead a nation through its darkest hour? Today, we're diving deep into the extraordinary story of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the man who redefined leadership, rebuilt a broken nation, and led the free world to victory. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you love true stories that change the world. Born on January 30, 1882, in Hyde Park, New York, Franklin D. Roosevelt came from privilege. He was the only child of James and Sarah Roosevelt, a wealthy, influential family. He attended Harvard, edited the school paper, and went on to Columbia Law School. But FDR's early ambitions weren't clear until politics came calling. Inspired by his distant cousin Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin entered politics as a Democrat. He ran for the New York State Senate in 1910 and won. Picture this, young FDR at a campaign rally in 1910. He moves through a crowd, shaking hands with factory workers and farmers. His eyes are lit with conviction. The crowd cheers as he stands on a makeshift platform and says, "I pledge to serve not the few, but the many." In 1921, at just 39 years old, disaster struck. While vacationing in Canada, Roosevelt contracted polio. The disease paralyzed him from the waist down. Imagine him struggling to stand, clinging to Eleanor's arm, but refusing to fall. For many, this would be the end. But for Franklin, it was only the beginning. He spent years fighting to walk again, swimming, exercising, using braces. Though he would never walk unaided, he refused to let the public see weakness. Eleanor Roosevelt became his eyes and ears, championing causes and becoming a force in her own right. In 1928, Roosevelt was elected governor of New York. When the Great Depression hit in 1929, he pioneered public works programs and unemployment relief. He became known for action, not just words. By 1932, America was desperate. Unemployment was at 25%. Banks were failing. People had lost everything. Then came his promise, "I pledge myself, to a new deal for the American people." With that, he won in a landslide. Roosevelt became the 32nd President of the United States. In his first 100 days, Roosevelt launched a whirlwind of reforms, the New Deal. Banks reopened. Millions were put to work. Programs like the CCC, WPA, and TVA changed lives. We see images of men planting trees, building roads, operating machinery. This was FDR's America, rebuilding from the ground up. He spoke directly to Americans through his Fireside Chats, warm, calming radio addresses. And with a steady voice, he told the nation, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." But not everyone was on board. Conservatives balked at government spending. The Supreme Court struck down parts of the New Deal. So Roosevelt pushed harder, proposing to add justices to the Supreme Court. The move failed, but the message was clear: FDR wouldn't back down. His efforts redefined the role of government in people's lives. As the 1930s rolled on, a new threat emerged: Adolf Hitler. Nazi Germany began its conquest of Europe. FDR knew war was coming, but most Americans wanted to stay out. Then, December 7, 1941. Pearl Harbor. Chaos. Smoke. Fear. And FDR's response? A date which will live in infamy. The attack on Pearl Harbor changed everything. America was at war. Roosevelt became a wartime president. He forged a powerful alliance with Winston Churchill and Joseph Stalin. He oversaw the draft, the Manhattan Project, and the largest military mobilization in U.S. history. Picture him sitting with Churchill and Stalin at the Yalta Conference, tired, worn, but unshaken. Despite his declining health, Roosevelt ran for a fourth term in 1944 and won. He would not live to see the war end. On April 12, 1945, in Warm Springs, Georgia, Franklin D. Roosevelt died of a cerebral hemorrhage. The world mourned. He had served for 12 years, longer than any president in American history. He left behind Social Security, a strengthened presidency, a new vision for democracy, and he helped lay the groundwork for the United Nations, a dream of peace he didn't live to see. We end with a statue of FDR in a wheelchair. Behind it, his famous words, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." Franklin D. Roosevelt didn't just guide America through the Great Depression and World War II, he reshaped what it meant to be a leader. Not by standing tall, but by never backing down. If you found this story as powerful as we did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment your favorite FDR moment below. Thanks for watching, and remember, history isn't just about the past. It's the guidebook to our future.